Become a general of mighty armies at the Kings of War Hub. Take command of elves, dwarves and orcs in this game of masked fantasy combat on beastofwar.com. Twisted aliens and demented cultists battle across the devastating science fiction world of Dark Age. Muster your forces and learn to survive at beastofwar.com.
Hi everybody, welcome to What's in the Box. Today myself and John are back for some Warmachine, and it is something I have been excited to see. This is the brand new Cygnar Trenchers Theme Force expansion pack. Yes. And I need to stop with my QVC voice.
You really do. You really do. This is the brand new from Privateer Press.
Wacky, waving, arm flailing, inflatable two-man.
Wacky, waving, arm flailing... No, I can't do it. I'm not QVC trained.
I have never, nor will I ever work for QVC. 5 years later, just seen me working for QVC. Okay, anyway.
Would you like to buy this crystal ornament? It is $20.99 right now, and if you buy...
It's $29.95 and you get a free toy.
With free international shipping.
Oh, no free shipping. Okay, here's the box. So, you actually get quite a bit in this.
You do, yeah.
It's basically everything you need to do the Gravediggers Theme Force on War Room. Now, crack it open, shall we?
Yeah, this is the best thing to say as well. Because of the way they've been going with their digital media stuff,
yeah,
no more stack cards. So you need your War Room app.
Well, you need your War Room app, or they do have a webpage where you can download them. Link to that will be in the show notes.
But War Room removes that whole, how do my special rules work for this theme? Because it just does it, essentially.
It's not even how do my special rules work. In War Room, you can actually tap and say, oh, this is a cavalry unit. Tap that symbol. What's cavalry do? Tap cavalry, and it takes you to essentially a PDF that gives you a breakdown of all the different stuff. First thing that comes in this box is something I think is very, very, very good. And that's this little pamphlet here. So it gives you a little bit of fluff on the background of the list, and then it starts giving you theme forces that you can build with it. So this is a Healy one. Captain Healy, so Healy 1. Yep. And then we move on through, and you've got 3 other ones here that you can build.
Siege.
Would you do a siege list with these?
Yeah. All right. Absolutely.
Now, you've been getting more into the background of Warmachine, listening to audiobooks.
Oh, no, hold on a minute. You're
putting me on the spot here.
You're putting me on the spot here.
I'm going to make you lore this.
Oh, no.
So,
Matt Getz, I'm sorry.
Okay, so, from what you've heard from the background that you've seen and read,
yes,
who of the Warcasters is most likely to run trenchers? Simple question.
It's a really simple question.
Would it be Siege?
I would say Siege is a good one. Right. I'd possibly even say that Alistair Kane would be quite good with trenchers.
Interesting. Now, this is Colonel Marcus Siege Brisbane. So is this a new variant of him?
Yes.
Okay. I'm seeing he's got a lovely little turret with him here, which looks really cool.
Nothing says the might of Cygnar more than a big angry guy in huge-looking armor with a turret that has a gun, and he has a friggin' big hammer.
Yep.
That sums up Siege to me beautifully.
Okay. We've got another one here. Now, this one actually looks as if it doesn't use what's in this box, but it looks like it uses the same force list, which is Jeremiah Kane with a Sentinel, Minuteman, and 12 Rangers. Or, sorry, not 12 Rangers. Number 12 on the photograph is Rangers.
Yeah, so a unit of Rangers.
Yeah. Then we have a Captain Jonas Murdoch, Trencher Commandos, Trencher Commando Officer, Trencher Commando Scattergunner, Captain Maxwell Flynn, Trencher Master Gunner.
Now, you're a fan of the Commandos, aren't you?
I am a big fan of the Commandos. Now, let me actually call them up very quickly, because they are a really nice unit, and I have some ideas for doing a Trencher Commando list. So if I go down to units, this is why War Room is so handy, because you just have access to everything. Yeah. Combat Engineer, Commandos, here we go. So, they have anatomical precision, which means whenever this model's melee damage rolls to exceed the armor of a living enemy model hit, that model suffers 1 point. Model disabled by this attack cannot make a tough roll. So having a unit of 10 of these, say you go into like a tar pit unit, you can just do that 1 box damage automatically and just chew through those tar pits.
Doesn't sound like it would be effective against jacks, though.
Not really.
Because isn't a jack a unit unto itself? It's not counted as a living model.
It's not a living model.
Yeah,
it's a construct.
That's the key word. Yeah, it's a construct.
But these guys have tough as well, which is always good. Getting a save in a game where you don't get saves is fantastic. It is, however, 15 points for a full unit. They are quite pricey, but they do a lot of stuff. they've also got grenades on them, which are great. Basically, the grenade is range 6, rate of fire 1, AoE 3, power 12. So basically, you can lob that at something and just take a nice chunk out of it.
Yeah.
In melee, they're actually mat 7, so they're above that curve. Power and strength of 9, so it's not amazing, but it doesn't need to be with anatomical precision.
Yeah.
But that's me thinking trenchers could be good against like a big horde force.
That's you. That's you using screen time on an unboxing to meta. To meta. Like we should probably unbox.
Okay.
Okay.
So the specifics of this box are that it's designed to create a theme force. Oh, give it.
It's Rex.
It's my favorite miniature from this box. So this is a patrol dog.
Do we know what patrol dog does?
I can call it up.
All right. Well, we'll have to call it up soon.
I think we'll actually wait for looking at stats and stuff whenever we look at the actual second half of the video, because the stats normally break things down. But the design of this, I really like. It's got the nice little harness and packs all over it. I can imagine that's just running about with ammo packs for the trenchers. Here, boy, I'm out of ammo.
Right.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about one of the solos here. Commander Anson.
No,
because
I believe he's new.
Yeah, because this model is he looks like the sternest guy I have ever seen in the Cygnar army.
Well, stop being a tease and pass him over.
Just look at him. Look at him. This guy is discipline incarnate.
I don't know. He looks totally relaxed. He's standing at ease. Look at those arms. They're down.
Oh, he's clearly at ease. There is more starch in his overcoat than there has been in any pair of trousers I have ever ironed. And I overstarch.
I have to say, I love the armor detail that's on him, up and around his shoulder pads and stuff.
The shoulder detail is ridiculously nice.
And I do like the fact that the cloth is actually just sitting very flat, very heavy.
Yeah.
You know, you see a lot of times with the privateer stuff, the cloaks are billowing and stuff, but sometimes it looks as if they have a big, massive bit of armor along the bottom of them.
Yeah, but the thing for me is that's clearly all part of his character design.
Yeah.
That's straight up, no BS guy.
Yeah. And he has a magnificent mustache.
He does have
I will say he has a magnificent mustache.
10 out of 10 for mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. The mustache is immaculate.
His tash game is great.
Yeah, his tash game is on point.
Right, yeah, we need to figure out who else we have here. So
I think this is some of the basic trenchers we're starting to see here.
No, because they would be in this box. These are all like the unit attachments and stuff. I think.
Right. So this might be a commander or something then. But let's just keep rolling through them here. So we have this guy here. He is a trencher, and he's shouting. He is shouting. He is shouting, so he must be the commander.
He must be in charge of something if he's shouting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's pointing. So.
Oh wow, he's pointing and shouting?
Pointing and shouting. That's the essence of command there.
That is exactly how you command.
Yeah. We then have the
Shall I get the gun?
For the cannon.
Yep.
Because it's not a gun. It is a cannon.
It is a cannon.
It is a cannon. It's nicely designed. It's got that nice steampunk feel to it. It feels Cygnar.
Yep.
And the wheels are kind of cool. So instead of putting rubber tread on them, they've actually got like metal bracing. Or would you do those as rubber? As if it was just like rubber pads they had riveted on?
No, I'd do that as metal.
Okay.
I'd probably do that as metal.
They are nice. You've then got the carriage for it, which is nice and simple.
Yep.
And the gun shield, which I find a little odd to be curved the way it is.
You think?
It feels like it's curved the wrong way.
You think so?
It's concave.
I can see that, but on the box it actually looks more like a dozer blade.
So
the top part of it is meant to be the straight part, and the other bit curves out away from the gun.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's for being built into dug-in emplacements, but that just looks like a shell trap to me. But again, artistic license.
Yeah.
I believe this is our sniper.
Yeah, but that's not the rifle he uses. This is the rifle he uses, I think.
That one. So I think it's these three components to make our sniper. So here we are here. We have the sniper himself leaning down. When he's sitting down, he's upraised.
Yep.
So you've got the sandbags to go in front, and then his gun goes on the front of that. I like having snipers.
Yeah,
I like the idea of something that can just pick people off.
Yeah, so he's part of the Trencher Infantry Officer and Sniper Command attachment, which is for these guys.
Yes.
Who else have we not covered yet? The Rifle Grenadiers we haven't covered yet.
Grenadiers, okay.
I'm
assuming it's one of these guys with the boomstick.
No, that's the solo. That is the Trencher Master Gunner.
All right. Is there another arm for him?
There should be with a small sword. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Here you go.
So, that's not a sword. So, here he is here, with his boomstick.
Yeah.
Looks like you would just throw some broken glass down that with some gunpowder and go, you know, have a good time.
It's horribly cruel, but yeah.
Yeah. And that is his trench knife. It's
That's
a bit oversized, but it's not a sword.
It's almost a gladius. It's sort of the size of a gladius.
Okay. I suppose, have you ever seen how short a gladius actually is? That would be pretty damn close, I would say.
Yeah.
Nice detail, nice design. We'll see what he does a little later.
So there's another shouting guy. The first shouting guy you handed out is actually part of the cannon crew, so that's the other half of the cannon crew.
I see.
One of the other members of the cannon crew.
Yes, so it's this guy here lobbing shells into the breach.
Yep.
And then, who is this guy then? Is this our commander?
It looks like the actual gunner, like the sight
guy. So it's a 3-man crew, is it?
Yeah, his other arm has the little telescopy.
Rangefinder.
Yep.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a rangefinder, it's more a telescope.
Yeah. And then this guy here is shouting, so I'm guessing he must be the commander then.
He's the officer, yeah.
Yeah. And I assume he has another arm with another trench knife on it?
It doesn't look like he has an arm with it.
He definitely has an arm missing here.
Oh yeah, I know he has an arm missing. I'm just trying to figure out which arm it is by the back of the box.
Now, here's something I quite like that's included in this box. It's something very simple, but if you don't put these on to your guys, you can have these leaning up against like sandbags and stuff.
Yeah.
It's essentially the backpacks with rifles, and they're nicely detailed. Not on both sides, so you would want to have them leaning against something. Oh, actually, because they have the little pip there, they need to go on somebody.
Yeah, they're for the cannon crew.
I see. All right,
we'll figure it out eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to build this stuff. Okay. There's a couple of extra bits. There's another trench knife sheath and a rifle, which I'm guessing probably goes on our commander.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on to the other box. So this is our Trencher Infantry and Rifle Grenadiers, all in one box, which is something Privateer has. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Which is something Privateer have started to do a lot. Is they're including the unit attachments for weapons.
Yep.
Which it makes life so much easier for
it's made
everybody.
Putting my K-door together a lot easier.
Yeah. That and you're not going out to pick up extra blisters just to add those weapons in.
Yep.
Now, we have a lot of these. I believe it's a full unit with their leader.
Yep.
Now, just let me get the bases out of the way. I don't know why I went German there for a minute. I don't imagine Cygnar being German.
What do you imagine him being?
Ooh. That's a very good question. Almost American, I would imagine.
I would say, if to look at them like culturally, I'd say they're either American pre-war War of Independence, or they are British colonial.
I could see that.
I think they're kind of like a mixed bag of the two.
Well, they're definitely not Australian.
Do you know what? Actually, Lale. The area of Lale, that's probably more American culture-esque. And then you have Cygnar as being the more British style because you
English back then. But yeah.
No, well, British English very similar
Would it have been Britain at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the British Isles.
Okay.
So.
All right. Anyway, let's start looking at these guys.
Yep.
So we do get a lot of them. So nice details. It's the resin plastic hybrid that Privateer do. It's all plug and play, so you're not going to have problems figuring out what goes where. Just dry fit it and go.
Yeah.
Moving through, we always have a couple of the same sculpt and a couple of different sculpts. So some are running forward, some are standing ready to fire. This gentleman here is ready to throw a grenade. Next up, he is... I'm not sure what he's doing.
Probably holding a rifle, to be honest.
Well, holding a rifle, but is it maybe being ready for a bayonet charge?
Could well be. Could well be.
Yeah, we have another guy running forward.
So yeah, tons of choice. What you're saying, like there's plenty of stuff to.
Yeah, there's a nice mix of the sculpts.
Yeah,
and there's enough sculpts in there so that it does look different. I think we'll have to wait to figure out who the commander is. Oh wait, no, there he's pointing. That's your commander. He's pointing. They also come with little backpacks, and I love these because they actually have like. Each one's slightly... No, they're all the same, but they all have little entrenching tools and all the bits and bobs that they would need. The weapons themselves are a standard rifle, which is what you expect from a trencher.
Yeah, it's just called a military rifle at this point as well, isn't it?
All right, well, John, the only thing to do is
take them away and put them together.
Yeah, there's a lot to build here.
There
so I think we'll maybe call it a day and let you go home and build these. And we're back. That took a bit.
I had some time.
It's the next day.
Yeah, I took these models home because I really wanted to appreciate the build of them.
And there were quite a few of them.
There were quite a few of them. Plus, I added some.
Yeah. You built a list.
I kind of built a list.
You kind of sort of maybe built a list.
Yes.
Okay.
No, because this was like the new shiny.
Yeah.
They also Privateer Press also sent through a few of their
other new shinies.
You can put this into the list if you want to. In other words, you're putting this in the list because this is really cool stuff. But let's have a look at what we get in this first.
In the box first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who do you want to start with?
If I can remember.
Do you want to do the Trencher Infantry?
We have Anson Hitch, do we not?
Yes, we have Hitch.
I believe he came in the box.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
He did. Yeah. So we'll start with him, and I've got War Room loaded up on the iPad here. So if you see me looking down at this, it's not that I'm bored with John. It's just that I'm having a look to see what he has.
And he's bored with John.
Okay, so miniature himself looks absolutely great.
He is so disciplined.
Yes. He gives a real sense of that old drill sergeant about him.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, it's that air of that one guy in the barracks that you don't annoy.
Yeah.
You don't do something silly like, when the last call bell rings in the bar.
Yeah.
The last thing you do is go and buy him a drink.
He looks like a British drill sergeant with that tash, though. No, that is a British military mustache.
It's a
British military mustache.
It's a bit Field Marshal.
It's regulation.
It's a bit Field Marshal Haig, to be honest. Like, they didn't. Do you know what? Actually, that's kind of a funky reference because Field Marshal Haig was head of British forces during the First World War, and this is a trencher, so I can see that. Yeah, okay, that works for me.
Okay, abilities-wise,
yeah,
he's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's a Jack Marshall, if I'm reading the symbols correctly. If I'm not, feel free to mock me in the comments.
Okay. Yeah,
in fact, actually, I have War Room.
Yeah,
He is a Jack Marshall.
There you go.
It's one thing I like about War Room is if you're unsure of a symbol, you just tap it and it brings it up what it is. He's got a heavy pistol, range 8, rate of fire 1, power 12, not bad, and he's got himself a saber.
Mm-hmm.
Ability-wise, though, Rise is added by the theme Grave Diggers. So if you just take him in a normal force, he doesn't get this.
Yeah.
If a model with Rise is knocked down at the beginning of your maintenance phase, it stands up, which is very nice. So he's basically screaming at them, "Come on, you dogs, on your feet."
Yep.
He's got Battle Plan, which is this model can use one of the following plans at any time during its activation. A friendly faction model or unit can be affected by only one plan per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got Press the Advantage, Target Priority, and Tenacity. I'll not read all of them, pick one.
Tenacity.
Okay. Range 5, target friendly trencher model / unit. If the model / unit is in range, it gains Feigned Death. A model with Feigned Death cannot be targeted by ranged or magic attacks while knocked down.
I like that. So the trenchers just lie down and it's like, shh, be very, very quiet. Okay, they're gone, let's get up.
They see via movement.
Their vision is based on movement. I wonder if they say that about like Cato or Warjacks. They're lying there like,
don't move.
Don't move.
It's based on movement.
Vision is based on movement. And one idiot pulls a flare out and it's like, what are you doing? And he runs away and he's running away and there's a juggernaut running after him and it's like, that guy is dead.
And what? Does he find like an outhouse in the middle of a battlefield?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got Foxhole Buddy.
Okay.
I like the name.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Yeah.
Well, base to base with a friendly model that is dug in, this model gains cover, does not suffer blast damage, and does not block line of sight. So basically, he's happy to share a foxhole.
Fair enough.
Tactician Trencher, while in this model's command range, friendly trencher models can ignore other friendly trencher models when determining line of sight. Friendly trencher models can advance 3 other friendly trencher models in this model's command range if they have enough movement to move completely past them. They're very friendly. How many friendlies were in that?
These are
a couple.
These are guys that have trained for months and years and fought for years beside each other. Like they know each other pretty well. They know their skill.
Yeah, and his saber has brutal charge, which gives it +2 to damage rolls on a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Stat line is speed 6, so he's quite nippy. Strength 6 isn't bad. Mat 7 is great.
Yeah.
Rat 6 on the average. Defense and armor 13. For an average guy on foot, that is not bad.
Yeah. But he feels more like the control guy. You don't want to be throwing this guy into a lot of combat. You want him to be hanging about nearby other stuff.
Yeah. Okay, the next component is my favorite.
Gee, I wonder
the puppy! Look at it. Look at it be a puppy. It's a puppy.
It is carrying useful war materials.
It reminds me of dog meat.
It does a bit, actually, yeah. But it's clearly not an Alsatian or a German Shepherd.
No. What would that be? Is that an English sheepdog? Someone, what breed is this dog?
It's probably some sort of Cygnar breed. To be fair, they probably have a good dog breeding thing out there.
Well,
they probably have a lot of it.
It's tough.
Yep.
It costs you 2 points. So again, it's one of those great pieces that if you're just trying to find those last 2 points, they actually fit in your list. Something like this is good.
Yep.
Of course, I might take a squire.
Well,
just because it's a little focus battery for your Warcaster.
True. There's that, yeah.
First ability, Annoyance. Living
As all dogs do.
Living enemy models within one of this model suffer -1 to attack rolls.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
The dog has dodge. Sorry. This model can advance up to 2 inches immediately after an enemy attack that missed it is resolved, unless it was missed while advancing. It cannot be targeted by free strikes during this movement. So it can jump out the way.
Yeah.
It's also a foxhole buddy. Big booms happening.
Yeah, it's getting in that foxhole with you.
It's kind of like your average dog on, Halloween.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I had my mum's dog over Halloween this year, and I swear to God, as soon as the fireworks started going off, I was in bed ready to go to sleep, and she was just up and into the bed and just shivering under the blankets.
I find it more surprising, Justin, that you were actually in bed when fireworks started.
I was tired.
You're getting old, man.
Damn right. Do you not see the grey in the beard?
Right, move on.
All right. So it's got Leadership Trencher.
What?
Okay. While in this model's command range, friendly trencher models gain dodge.
I love that. That is so cute.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Noisy? N-O-I-S-Y? Or is it nosy?
Nosy.
Nosy? Okay. Friendly enemy models, not friendly enemy models. Enemy models lose stealth while within 8 of this model. Mm-hmm. When an enemy model makes an attack targeting a friendly model within 5 of this model, the enemy model never gains a backstrike bonus. Nosy lasts for 1 round. And its bite has critical knockdown. Get off.
It should be knocked down against something that's like equal size base.
Yeah.
Because I can't see this thing running up to Jack and going, nip.
Well, you imagine it hanging off it and the thing trying to shake the dog off.
It just makes me think of like silly little things, like little vignettes. Like, do you know Alistair Kane's Ace, his Warjack?
Yeah.
Just Ace holding its gun up and there's a patrol dog hanging off it and it's just looking at it with its head over to one side going, what is this?
What is this small furry fleabag thing?
Scratching my paint, go away.
Okay, Trencher Master Gunner next, please.
Okay. There you go.
So, this is the man himself. I love the trench knife.
I wouldn't really call it a knife. It's somewhere between an axe and a greatsword.
Broken greatsword that's been repurposed.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, and he's got some form of blunderbuss weapon, which is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
The details on the models are absolutely great.
Yeah.
And it does feel like this would be the frontline infantry, just constantly foot slogging it through the Iron Kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
For himself, he is a Jack Marshal. He is tough. He has a scattergun, spray 8, rate of fire 1, power 12, not to be sniffed at. You can do damage with that. Has Rise if he's in a Gravedigger's Theme Force. So Master Gunner has a few abilities. Artillerist. It's an action, range command. Target friendly faction model gains +2 rat when making its next AoE range attack this turn. If that attack does not directly hit, you can reroll the direction and or distance of its deviation. Each roll can be rerolled only once as a result of Artillerist. That's good because
you have
some of the cannon crews have really crappy rat.
Yeah.
So getting that +2 to hit, and if you don't hit, being able to reroll where it's scattering and how far, fantastic.
Yeah.
Battery fire, range command. Target friendly faction model, or target friendly faction weapon crew model. If the model is in range, it can make 1 additional ranged attack during its activation. Volley fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a foxhole buddy. And high angle fire. Choose a friendly faction model while in this model's command range. The chosen model's AoE ranged weapons gain arcing fire. High angle fire lasts for 1 turn. When a model with this ability attacks, it can basically hit models that are outside of 1 inch of another model. So basically, if you have a warlock or a warcaster hiding behind something, if it's more than 1 inch away, you can hit it. Not bad.
Yep.
Okay, the Trencher Infantry. So these are the backbone of your force.
Yep. So this is the basics. There's a couple of unit attachments to chuck in as well.
Yeah. So for your list, I think you haven't put them all in?
No.
Okay.
So that's the basics.
Yeah, so let's pop these boys in.
Yep.
There is quite a few of them.
There is.
And we get 1 or 2 to have a look at. So he's quite cool.
Yeah.
You know, again, feels like he's on the move. He's throwing a grenade. You know, nothing says I love you quite like high explosives. What? I love that saying.
Mr. Grenade is not your friend.
No, Mr. Grenade is your best friend. It's whenever Mr. Grenade comes to visit that he's not friendly.
Yep.
I like this pose where he's up firing.
Yep, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Now, ability-wise for this unit, they're tough. They have combined ranged attack. Military rifles only power 11, but they've got a pretty solid stat line of 6s across the board with defense and armor 13. They have rise if they're in the Gravediggers. Leaders and grunts. They have an action dig in. This model gains cover and does not suffer blast damage, does not block line of sight. The model remains dug in until it moves, is placed, or is engaged. It can begin the game dug in, which is very nice. And this actually reminds me, the next one, smoke bombs.
Yeah.
So it's a center a 3-inch AoE cloud effect on this model. This AoE remains in effect for 1 round. One of the things that I saw done with these is you used to see big trencher smoke screens. So you would space the unit out pretty far apart, staying within command, and then you would place down your AoEs. And to make really simple AoEs, what one of my mates used to do is he would take Pringles lids. So he would take those, cut the center out of it, and then you've got a little ring that you can just place down as a 3-inch AoE.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Bayonets have brutal charge. Very simple, guys. Next up, however, is whenever we're actually adding some whizzy stuff. So, Trencher Infantry Rifle Grenadier.
These guys.
Yeah. Now, how many of these did you put in your list?
I think there's 2 in the list, but you can build 3 out of the box.
Okay. I like the fact that the infantry boxes do now come with the unit attachments.
Yeah.
Again, details are great. You can see he's popped the grenade onto his rifle. I always thought that was a crazy idea. I mean, did they actually do this at any time, John?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked very well. The Germans and the Americans both had rifle grenades in the Second World War.
Right.
It just gave you that... It was the same punch as a standard grenade, maybe a little less.
But did you have more range to actually hit something?
Yeah, you had maybe, I think, what was it, maybe 60.
Were you actually firing a round at the back of this grenade?
You had a blank round.
Ah.
When you were the designated rifle grenade man, you had a bandolier of blank as well as live.
Right.
Because you could fire either through the rifle, but the rifle had a barrel attachment that let the grenade sit over it. But the Germans had a cup. The Germans had a little tube that the grenade slipped into at the end of the barrel, rather than the rifle and the Americans, the grenade slid over a slide out of the barrel. So yeah, it was done. It was pretty effective as far as I know.
Okay. So these guys, they are tough. Military rifle, Power Star. Okay. They have rise if they're in the Gravediggers. It's an attachment. Grenadier, dig in, smoke bombs, yep. Right, so for the military rifle, you have 2 attack types. So you've got the regular rifle shot, which is power 11, or you can do the rifle grenade, which is AoE 3, power 10, and blast damage caused by the weapon is power 10. So if you've got like tightly packed things like some thralls or something, you can just take a chunk out of them. It's not bad. Moving on. We do have the unit attachment, so the officer and sniper.
Yes.
There we go, got that. Let me just slide those gently out the way.
Okay.
So our officer is obviously shouting at the men, push forward. I would never hold a rifle like this.
Why not?
Even just the weight of the rifle trying to hold it like that would be a pain in the ass.
It's not that bad.
Well,
not that bad.
Sniper, however, looks great with the sandbags.
Yeah.
And the massive optic.
Very, very nice model indeed.
I like the fact that it actually shows there's a bit of chainmail and beneath it they would wear, like an armored skirtlet. Okay, ability-wise, combined ranged attack, tough. They are an officer, and they have assault.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what assault does. Not going to find out. At least not on video, because it would take too long. So, the scoped rifle is power 11, range 14, which is nice. Reach out and touch somebody. They have rise. They have cautious advance for an order. Each affected model must make a full advance as its normal movement and perform dig-in special action. Then it can make a normal ranged attack as its combat action. That's not bad. So you're getting to move, dig in, and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Has dig in. Into the breach. This model can use into the breach once per game during this unit's activation. Immediately after issuing a press forward order, this activation, this model can, and models in this unit can perform the smoke bomb special action before charging. So fling smoke bombs and run in. So you can throw smoke bombs over your enemy, charge in, hopefully muller them, and then you have a smoke screen in front of you.
Yeah.
Nice. Bayonets have brutal charge. Sniper, does he have anything nice? Usual abilities, nothing amazing. Okay, next up, Trencher Cannon Crew.
Uh-huh.
Big guns, big guns! Which I quite like the look of, just for the design of them.
Yep.
So, I still find it weird that this is like a reverse dozer blade on the front of it.
Well, no, it looks like a proper dozer blade.
Oh, sorry. The gun mantlet looks back to front to me. That's what I mean.
You think so?
Yeah, you would expect it to curve the other direction. That just looks like a shell trap.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Oh well. You've then got the guy who's commanding saying they're over there with his rifle on his back and, a little scroll in his hand, which is a nice touch. Then we have the persod who has to load the ammunition.
Yep.
Again, very nicely detailed stuff. But what does it do in game? It's got dig in, man size. This model is treated as a small base model. It occupies the same space from the bottom of its base to a height of 1.75 inches. Not bad, so it's not a huge thing that's going to be targeted very easily.
Yeah.
Mobile artillery. When this model advances as part of its normal movement, it gains +1 movement for each grunt that is within 2 at the start of its advance. So basically, they're all just pushing it up the field.
Yeah.
Its regular speed is 2. It's quite slow.
It is quite slow.
Quite slow. Take up. If this model is destroyed, you can choose a grunt in this unit within 1 of it to be destroyed instead. Effects on this model expire, and it gains the effects of the chosen grunt. Removes the grunt from the table instead of this model. So basically, if someone shoots off the cannon crew, basically you can put another grunt on there. The cannon itself has brutal damage. On a direct hit, gain an additional die on this weapon's damage rolls against targets directly hit. So with what we have here, we can fire this twice.
Yeah.
On rats. Actually. Gunner is rat 6. Grunts are also rat 6. So it's a rat 6 artillery piece. And you can get a +2 to that and fire twice.
Or give it arcing fire as well.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah.
The cannon itself is power 13, so it's not bad with an AoE 3 on it. The other guys obviously have military rifles. It's nothing to sniff at. It's not bad. Moving along. Now we're on to stuff that you've added in.
Yes, because I love the Trencher box.
Yes.
And I'd initially wanted to do Storm Division.
Yes.
I talked to Mr. Hungerford, and he was like, here's a list. Here's your Storm Division list. And I was like, that's really cool.
You actually reached out to Will Hungerford to talk about this?
Okay. Yeah. Because I was like, I really want to do Cygnar. I've almost finished my Cador. I want to get my Cygnar done now.
All right.
And he was like, here's a Storm Division list. And he turned around to me. I said, that looks really cool. And he just went, ride the lightning, baby. And I was like, yes.
But I do love the Privateer Press team. They do have a great sense of humor.
They are brilliant. But yeah, he then talked to me about the Trenchers.
Yeah.
Before we got the box. He was talking to me about it before we got the box.
No. Of course he wasn't.
No, of course. No, he wasn't. And he was saying how much he was looking forward to it and how he was going to paint it. And then this arrived, and I was like, I don't want to do Storm Division anymore. I want to do these guys. So obviously this stuff arrived at the same time as the box, and we were thinking, let's just make a list, and let's just bring this stuff in and just show it to you guys as well.
All right, so for a Warcaster.
Probably now my favourite Warmachine Mini.
Really?
Probably.
Even above Healy?
I'm not a big fan of Haley.
Oh, no, I love Haley.
But this, Siege.
Okay.
Siege Brisbane.
Okay, so we have
Badass!
Siege Brisbane himself.
He's so cool. Love the armor.
That is some heavy-duty armor.
I love the armor.
With a big-ass sledgehammer.
Yep.
And what happened to his exhausts?
That's the way they're supposed to be.
These?
Yes. Because I believe that's a jump pack. I think you should look. You have it there. You can look.
He's tough. Maul is power strength 15, mat 7, speed 5, strength 8. Not bad. Armor 18's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he has a jump pack. Well, it's actually called a rocket pack. So once per activation, this model can spend 1 focus point to be placed completely within 5 of its current location. This model cannot use rocket pack during an activation in which it charges. During an activation in which this model was placed as a result of using rocket pack ability, the damage roll for its next melee attack is automatically boosted. No. This is naughty.
He's an angry guy.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's that if I get into melee with something, if I'm still there the next round, I can use that, bounce out, and if there's a Warcaster or Warlock hiding behind a Jack, whee!
Yeah.
And start buying attacks.
And he has 6 focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could totally ignore his own battle group.
Yeah, pretty much.
With the way that all the Jacks get 1 focus.
We haven't seen his abilities yet, but he's also got one here called Jump Back. At the end of an activation in which this model has made a successful charge, this model can be placed completely within 5 of its current location, and then its activation ends. So hang on. Charge in, attack, whee!
Jump out. Yeah.
And jump out. But would you, though? Would you want to save the rocket pack to actually jump away somewhere else?
Would you maybe use that to do your jump to a Warlock or Warcaster?
Maybe, but then you're in combat with a Warlock or Warcaster that can start hitting you. So I would maybe get into something soft, hang about for a bit, and then if they were still in range the next turn, or if it looked like it was going to take a lot of damage, then bounce out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe. We'll see. It gives Trenchers Desperate Pace, target-friendly Trencher unit. If the unit is in range, Trencher models in the unit gain +2 movement during the normal movement turn. That's not bad. Maul has Ram. When an enemy model is hit with this weapon during this model's combat action, it becomes knocked down and can be pushed 1 inch directly away from this model. If the model hit is pushed, this model can immediately advance 1 inch directly towards it. So it's him just laying in, sending people flying.
I love it, because I've briefly read about him in some of the stories as well, some of the novels he's mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah.
And he is everything about that. That's what he is. Maul is like the most angry weapon out there.
Okay. I don't know. What's the Butcher's one? Lola or something?
I can't remember.
The Butcher's weapon. I can't remember its name. Well, her name. I have to call the Butcher's weapon her, because if I don't, he will come in and he will kill me.
Fair enough. In your sleep. What about the turret then, or are we still talking?
No. The turret we will come to.
Okay, so see,
there's I want to have a look at his spells. He has an ability to drop a turret, but we'll get to that in a moment. He has Battering Ram.
Okay.
So, cost 2, range 8, AoE dash, power 12. No, offensive, yes. An enemy model hit with Battering Ram can be pushed 3 inch directly away from the spell's origin point. That's not bad. Make a hole.
Yeah. He feels like a breakthrough caster.
Yeah. He's got Fury, cost 2, range 6. It's an upkeep spell, non-offensive. Target-friendly faction model or unit gains +3 to melee damage rolls, but suffers -1 defense.
He can cast that. He could put that on himself, couldn't he?
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, what would that do? Power and strength 19.
Yeah.
For def 13.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yep.
Hollowed Avenger. Cost 2, range 6. It's an upkeep. Target-friendly faction warjack gains Righteous Vengeance. If one or more friendly faction warrior models were destroyed or removed from play by enemy attacks while within 5 of a model with Righteous Vengeance during the last round, during your maintenance phase, the model with Righteous Vengeance can advance up to 3 inches and make 1 basic melee attack. What?
Yep.
High Ground. Place a 4-inch AoE anywhere completely within the spellcaster's control range. The AoE is a hill terrain feature. It's like playing SimCity. Just
yeah. Just raising some ground.
Cost 2 within his control range, and it is an upkeep. Then we have Razor Wall. So this is really playing into that Trencher theme. Cost 2, range control, it's a wall, it's an upkeep. Place the wall template anywhere completely within the spellcaster's control range where it does not touch a model's base. An obstruction or an obstacle. When a model enters or ends its activation in the wall template, it suffers 1 damage point. So if you have a choke point on the table that something's about to flood through, like 1-box infantry, put that there. If they try and cross that, they're just going to die.
You just drop it in front of them when you know they're about to charge.
Yeah, something like that. Just drop it just a little bit in front of one of your units.
Yeah,
and if they charge in and stop on it, it's just like they fall over. That's nice. Okay, his feat. It's called Perfect Position. So, small and medium base friendly faction warrior models currently in Brisbane's control range immediately advance up to 3 and then gain Dig In. Warjacks in Brisbane's battle group currently in his control range gain Bulldoze for 1 turn. When a model with Bulldoze is base to base with an enemy model during its normal movement, it can push that model up to 2 inches directly away from it. A model can be pushed by Bulldoze only once per activation. Bulldoze has no effect when a model makes a trample power attack. A model with Dig In gains the cover, yada yada yada. He's not bad. I like him.
He fits really well in with the Trenchers, and I think that's obviously why they were sent. He was sent with the box. But he's definitely a caster I would take with them.
Yeah. Now, he also has a rocket turret with him. So once during his activation, if he doesn't have a rocket turret out on the field, he can deploy one. The rocket turret, speed 0, strength 6, mat 0, rat 6, defense 5, armor 18. So it's quite the heavily armored little thing.
Yep. The
rocket it has, however, range 12, rate of fire 1, AoE 4, power 14. Nice. Circular vision. You can never gain the backstrike bonus against this model. Companion, Colonel Brisbane. This model is included in any armor that includes Colonel Brisbane. If Brisbane is destroyed or removed from play, removes this model from play. This model is part of his battle group. Wait a minute. Part of his battle group? Can I spend focus on this if it's part of his battle group?
It maybe just counts towards... I don't know. Maybe... No.
We'll see. This model does not begin the game in play. Gun platform, this model can make ranged attacks even while it's in melee, which is great. So if something gets into melee with it, it can just keep blasting them in the face.
Yep.
Pack it up. If this model is in play during your maintenance phase, you can remove it from play. That's nice. So you can just
reposition it.
Yep. Sentry fire. Once per turn, when an enemy model advances into and ends its movement within 8 of this model, it can immediately make 1 basic ranged attack targeting that model. That's nice. So it is a sentry gun. Its turret, this model can only advance to change its facing. This model cannot become knocked down or be pushed. It is automatically hit by melee attacks. This model does not suffer blast damage. The rocket, however, has high explosive. Blast damage caused by this weapon is power 10. Not bad at all.
No.
And I haven't shown it yet, so here it is.
It's worth having.
This is the mini.
It's lovely.
It's
absolutely
really cool.
Lovely.
I would love to see someone like Nemo get a turret. Just be a little lightning rod.
That would be kind of cool. It would just be a staff stuck in the ground.
No, it'd just be a Tesla coil.
Or one of the...
voltaic coil.
One of the voltaic things that the...
Stormwall.
Yeah, the Stormwall drops.
Maybe. Okay, so last things that you have in here...
long gunners.
Long gunners. Okay.
I have some long gunners. It's a min group of long gunners.
Yeah, this is something you're adding?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
these
to have a second unit?
Yeah, these models are beautiful. And I'm going to say it because it's worth mentioning. These models aren't the...
I love the fact that he has a knife just on his shoulder here.
Yeah, they all do. These models aren't the rustic stuff that we're more familiar with. These are resin cast with metal pieces.
Ah, okay.
And I honestly think, guys at Privateer, your resin casting is superior. I'm just going to be honest and say it. I'm going to say your resin casting is superior to the harder stuff that they put in the starter boxes. You're getting a lot more. What would you call it? You're getting a higher resolution. Is that
crisp?
Crisp.
More crisp?
It looks more crisp. It's a nicer thing to handle and work with, and it takes the super glue really well. And when you clean the metal parts, because the rifles are all metal, perfect.
Okay.
Absolutely brilliant.
Well, let's see. So you've went for a min unit. So it's 4 guys in the leader. They have combined ranged attack. They're tough.
Leader and 5, I think, so on the list.
Repeating long guns are range 14, rate of fire 1, power 10, which is not bad at all.
Yeah.
The trench knife, however, has a range of 0.5, half an inch range. So yeah, your melee range on these guys, don't get them in melee.
You're in melee anyway. You're practically dead.
Yeah. They have rise if they're part of the Gravediggers, and they have dual shot. If this model uses its normal movement to aim, it can make one additional ranged attack this activation. That's nice. That is a nice touch. Now, you have one more model there, which isn't in the list. What's he?
It's not in the list, but this is the Trencher Warcaster Lieutenant.
Okay.
He's like a little sort of trained trencher guy.
Okay.
That's a bit of a warcaster. So I'll see if I can find his card here very quickly.
Well, he's a little more fancy.
Yep.
His gun is quite cool. And yeah, his trench knife looks a little bit more tacky.
Yep. I'm trying to find his card here.
Would you like me to do it?
Yeah, you might have to, because I'm trying to...
Is he a solo? Is he a unit attachment?
I think he's a... Hang on.
I would say he's probably a solo.
Yeah, he is.
You got him?
Yep, got him.
Okay.
He's not just
Trencher Warcaster Lieutenant. He's just tough. He's got a carbine, which is... It looks like a steampunk Tommy gun, which I quite like.
Yep.
Range 10, rate of fire 1, power 10. Mechanical trench blade. Power and strike 11, not bad. He's got a couple of spells, and he has 4 focus.
So he's quite useful. He'd be a good support caster, I think.
Yeah. So he's got fire grip, cost 2, range self, AoE control. Duration is for his turn, non-offensive. While models in this spellcaster's battle group are in its control range, their ranged weapons gain +2 range. Fire grip lasts for 1 turn. That's nice. Throw that onto a charger or something with that nice dual shot. Give it 3. Give it 2 focus, and he casts this. That's not bad. He has Rift, so cost 3, range 8, AoE 4, power 13, duration round, and it is offensive. The AoE is rough terrain and remains in play for 1 round. So you're throwing out of a power 13 to hit somebody and putting them in rough ground. That's not bad. It's a battle group controller, so he can have a battle group. He has dig in, and the mechanical trench blade has brutal charge. That's nice.
Yeah. He seems like quite an interesting character to use.
Yeah.
He would go well, I think, alongside Siege.
Now, the only thing we haven't talked about in this is a couple of models we don't have on the table, which is the Warjacks for Siege.
Yeah.
So you've chose to take a Defender. It's a pretty decent jack. It's got that heavy barrel for a range 16, power 15 attack. Got the shock hammer, which has cortex damage, so whenever you hit with it, you instantly do 1 cortex damage to a jack, which is nice. Speed 5, strength 11, mat 7, rat 6, armor 18, defense 12. It's a good solid jack. You've also taken Triumph. Oh, I'm not sure if it just says Cygnar Heavy Warjack, but it says Bond Siege. So is it his specific one? I wonder.
I think it might be. Yeah.
Well, if it begins the game in Siege's battle group, it is bonded to him. This model is not considered to be bonded while under your opponent's control. While this model is bonded to Siege and in his control range, it gains boosted range attack and damage rolls. Nice. And it is rocking out with a heavy barrel, which is magical. And it's got an assault shield just for kicks. Dual attack as well, so this model can make melee and ranged attacks in the same activation. When this model makes its initial melee attacks or power attack, it can also make its initial ranged attacks. This model can make ranged attack even while in melee, which is nice.
So it's really just
point blank into the face of a Keylor Heavy.
Yeah. So what I was trying to do was basically take everything that we got sent and then go, right, what would make this up? And I checked a couple of things and was like, right, these jacks will work with Siege. So I thought, let's just go for it.
Yeah, there's one tricky thing to remember with, tricksy thing to remember with Triumph. It has rapid fire. This model can make 1 basic ranged attack during your maintenance phase. So even though it gets to fire normally while it's activating, it's getting a little bit of an out of activations attack as well. Yeah, which is nice. It also has Shield Guard, which means that it's basically got that ability, and it has True Sight. This model ignores cloud effects when determining line of sight. This model also ignores stealth. Very, very good jack.
Yeah. So that's what I'd add to this to make my that was a 50-point list, I believe. So that's what
that was set to be Gravediggers, I believe, as well.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember, but yeah, I think so.
It's interesting. Although I tell you what, I think it's time to pass it out to the community. So everybody out there, what would you add to this box of trenchers to actually make a list from? I'm very curious to see what other ways people would take it, because we did have that little leaflet that suggested a few bits. I mean, I have my own ideas, but I'll keep them to myself for now. We'll move on. We'll see you in the next one.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.